meeting for the Village of Tinley Park Plan Commission to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, Secretary, please take roll.
Engel,
Present.
Manny, Gatto,
Here.
Gray, Aitchison,
Here.
Augustiniak, Vic,
Here.
Shaw, Acting Chairman Stanton.
Here. Okay, it looks like a quorum is present. Staff, are there any communications? None? All right. And may I have a motion to approve the minutes from the February 7th, 2019 meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, motion was made by Commissioner Engel and seconded by Commissioner Gatto. All those in favor of approving the February 7th, 2019 minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, the first item this evening on the agenda is a public hearing for CTF Illinois, which is located at 6800 to 6820 Centennial Drive for special use for the substantial deviation from a PUD. May I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Engel, seconded by Commissioner Vick. All right, at this point, if anyone is wishing to testify in the public hearing, if you can please stand. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence that you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Okay, I have the confirmation notices for the public notices.
You can be seated.
All right, staff, please make a presentation.
CTF Illinois is a not-for-profit organization that helps to assist people with developmental disabilities and their families. They provide educational training, vocational, and other opportunities that allow people with developmental disabilities to grow and become more independent. CTF Illinois currently operates many programs at 6775 Prosperity Drive in Tinley Park and will be relocating some of their programs to this new location. The organization's use is permitted as a vocational educational facility. However, to assist in its mission, they often use vans and 12 to 15-person buses to transport its students. These buses and vans are typically kept on site so that staff does not need to retrieve them from off-site locations. Open storage is prohibited in all business districts, including the storage of vehicles over 8,000 pounds. The CTF buses exceed this weight limit. In addition, open storage is not permitted in front or corner side yards. As part of a planned unit development, there are opportunities for more flexibility when considering exceptions to the code. The request has been reviewed by staff in context of the approved PUD. CTF Illinois is looking to purchase the buildings at 6800 through 6820 Centennial Drive. The site includes two buildings that total a little over 20,000 square feet. CTF currently operates at a 40,000 square foot space on Prosperity Drive and also operates the Painted Turtle Art Studio on Oak Park Avenue in downtown Tinley Park. CTF will not be relocating the entire capacity of its Prosperity Drive location to this site. Some of the program's capabilities will be relocated to nearby locations in Orland Park and Homewood. The proposed location has traditionally been utilized as office space for medical and service uses. The subject site is, again, of two buildings that were constructed around 1989 and 1990, but has been recently vacant. As you can see, the existing site and the existing parking lot as it exists today. And the zoning surrounding this parcel, the property itself is zoned B2, and it is part of a planned unit development known as Brementown Mall. One of the parcels appears to not be located in the PUD, but this we discovered is an error. So we did clarify and verify that this is within the PUD, so therefore that's why they're able to request this exception for the outdoor vehicles. Properties to the north are KinderCare, and west there's a medical office, are located in the same B2 PUD Shopping Center. To the south is the Brementown Manor, which is an assisted living development zoned R7 PUD. To the east is Bremen Woods, which is unincorporated land owned by Cook County Forest Preserve District. The use of the site as a vocational educational facility is a permitted use. However, as mentioned, exterior storage of business vehicles over 8,000 pounds is traditionally prohibited in these business districts. They're typically permitted in the M1 manufacturing or the MU1 Devon Drive mixed-use overlay zoning districts, and with a special use permit in the ORI, which is the Office and Restricted Industrial. As mentioned, the Brementown Mall PUD allows for some flexibility in regards to these open storage requirements due to the unique design and location of the site and the unique characteristics of the proposed organization. Additionally, it is important to note that the vehicle storage is accessory to the principal and permitted use as a vocational educational facility. Vehicle storage is not required to operate the principal use and is only to help assist the organization's mission. The proposed substantial deviation will permit up to 8 vehicles to be stored on site in what is their front yard. Being a corner lot, they have they're considered to have 2 front yards. These vehicles include 4 vans, 3 12-person buses, and 1 15-person bus. Only the buses exceed the weight limitation and must receive approval. Above is the example of the buses that will be utilized as well as the vans. There will be no signage on these vehicles. They will be just the regular paint that you see on those cars. So here's the site plan of which we discussed at the workshop. In your packet, there were a couple of options that the applicant was presenting as other ways to provide the location of the buses to be parked. The option 2, which is what is shown above, is what was the preferred location. This would allow the vehicles to be at least as far away from Oak Park Avenue, and there is some existing vegetation that is somewhat able to screen these buses, and they kind of are tucked away a little bit on the building. So that was kind of the option, that the vehicles on the southwest side of the property would be least visible and separated from the rest of the parking field. Again, the Plan Commission discussed potential adjacent property concerns and visual appearances at the workshop. The property is on a corner lot and only has parking in the front yards with no ability to place them in the rear or side yard. The commission agreed the best location for the bus storage be parked in the southwest corner of the property up against the building. The parking spaces would be striped to accommodate the bus width and will be signed to prevent visitor or employees from parking at these locations. The vans can be parked closer to the street nearby to the buses. These vans do comply with the weight limit and could be moved if there are any visual concerns with them in the future. It was clarified that CTF Illinois will be occupying most of the property, with 2 existing tenants remaining in the building at least until their leases expire. Here's the existing landscaping plan that was approved for when the property was originally approved. And as you can see, the southwest corner, there are some shrubs, mature shrubs that are there that will help with the screening of these vehicles. We went out in the field after the workshop to kind of give the Plan Commission some more perspective of any potential concerns with the visibility. Here we're looking west at the medical property from the proposed CTF property, and the right exhibit is looking east at the proposed CTF property from the sidewalk. And you can see the existing bushes that are there now that aren't green, but in the spring and summer will blossom and help provide additional screening. There's a little bit of a slight elevation with these parking lots. I think the CTF site sits a little bit lower, but not much. Here's another perspective. On the left, we're looking north at the proposed CTF from the Tinley Manor, and then the right, we're looking east at the proposed CTF from the medical property as well. Here's some of the parking statistics that we've examined. We do not believe there will be a parking issue. The petitioner has clarified they're expecting approximately 30 staff members at this location, with the maximum it would ever have is 40. Students do not transport themselves and are typically dropped off or transported to the site with the buses and vans. In your packet too, you also have an exhibit that shows the drop-off route that they would use in the existing parking lot. This location is expected to have adequate parking to serve their needs. There will have enough parking for employees, vehicle storage, and visitors. The number of visitors are fairly limited in regards to numbers and frequency. And at the meeting, I know the representative also went over the hours of operation. This is not a facility that is open late. I don't want to speak for her. I'll let her clarify the hours again, but I think they pretty much leave the site by 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But there is the need to have the buses and minivans stored for the daily use. And so I think a lot of the conversation, I guess, was around this view of the parking of the vehicles from the other sites, and I think hopefully we've provided you a good view of how that will look.
Great, thank you. Commissioners, any additional questions?
I have
I have none.
none. Nothing.
All right, excuse me, is there anyone wishing to testify on this, or? Please.
I'm affected by this. Actually, I live 200 feet from where all this is going to take place. And she did cover some of it. My question is, why cannot these buses be parked facing Oak Park instead of having all this? And if not, is it possible that instead of small bushes, because like I said, I'm 200 feet away from there, so I can see everything that goes on, have some trees, some taller trees, so it would cover some of these buses. I mean, I'm looking at this map, and actually I can cross the yard, and I'm right there.
Can you show me?
Yeah, I'm right here. Right here, so I can cross this, so.
So you can see over this building and into this parking lot?
Everything, so why not have these buses, I'm not against it, but why not have them facing Oak Park, or if not, add some taller trees added on, because the bushes are so small, there's hardly any bushes there.
Rear house, for the commissioner's sake, you can see my arrow. This is the townhouse that,
All
I
right.
have my patio, I have 7, 8 windows, I can cross the yard and I'm right there. And then are these buses gonna be stored all day and all night, into the parking area?
yes,
Yes.
Okay. So that's,
they will be stored there.
that's the only thing, why not park them on the other side of Oak Park? And if not, add some tall trees
Right.
to block all this, because this is what I'm looking at. And it's not one window, it's the whole house.
Sure. Okay. Okay,
I'll-
thank you very much. All right, so no further questions from everybody? Okay. Oh,
I was just here to answer any questions, if anybody had any questions.
Would the group be open to maybe adding some additional landscaping on that
at least on the back side.
side here?
We
or-
would, but you might have that issue with the orthopedic sign.
Yeah,
Those, because the sign for the other business.
Right.
We might be blocking that sign from Oak Park Avenue.
Good point.
well, if you're open to it, we can look into it and see if we can
Yeah.
add some additional shade trees.
Sure.
Great, thank you very
All right,
much.
thank you.
Okay, if there's no further questions, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Commissioner Engel, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Okay, and staff for the standards?
Sure. The standards are for the special use. We look at various conditions when looking at amending or granting special uses. In general, the establishment and maintenance of the operation will not be detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, or comfort. That this special use will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for the purposes. Open storage of buses used by the vocational educational facility will not affect surrounding properties or their values. That the building and site are existing, and therefore the storage of small buses and vans on the facility will not affect surrounding properties' development. There is adequate building access to utilities, roads, and drainage systems. That the facility is existing and has adequate existing site layout and access to minimizing traffic congestion on the public streets. All unloading and unloading of students will take place on private property, and they provided a circulation exhibit to show how they can meet those needs. The use of the facility as a vocational educational facility is a permitted use, and the business will otherwise comply with all village regulations. And the facility will utilize the entirety of an office center that has been largely vacant over the last few years. The service provided by the organization is needed and beneficial to the community.
All right, thank you. Okay, Commissioners, can I have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to recommend that the village board grant the petitioner CTF Illinois a special use permit for a substantial deviation from the Bremertown Mall Plan Unit Development PUD to allow for open storage for vehicles and buses in the front at the properties located at 6800 to 6820 Centennial Drive in the B2 PD Community Shopping Bremen Mall PUD zoning district, and adopt the findings of fact proposed by the village staff and the planning commission at this meeting, subject to the following conditions. 1, the storage of the proposed 4 buses be located at the southwest corner of the site up against the building as
Did it get cut off? I'm sorry.
depicted,
yeah.
sorry, depicted in the attached site plan identified as option 2. Do you want me to say something about that? And then look into further higher shrubs and
Shade trees.
Shade trees on the, is that the west side of the building? The west side of the building.
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Engel. Can I roll call, please?
Vic,
Yes.
Aitchison,
I'm going to recuse myself from voting on this motion based on existing relationships that I have with CTF employees.
Engel,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Chairman Stanton.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. All right, the second item on the agenda,
This will go to the village board on, what day do we have, Barb? March
First reading is on March 19th.
March 19th.
thank you.
No, I take it back. It's March 5th.
It is March 5th? Okay,
Yeah,
March-
sorry.
All right, item number 2. The agenda this evening is a public hearing for Anytime Fitness located at 17823 80th Avenue for a special use. May I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So, I'll second it.
That was made by Commissioner Engel, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Okay, is there anyone here wishing to or wanting to testify? If you do, can you please stand and raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the evidence that you're about to give will be the... Oh, let's start over. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you. Okay, and I have the confirmation notice for public notices.
Okay.
And staff, can you make your presentation?
Great. Anytime Fitness is a chain fitness center that focuses on availability to members 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Currently, there are over 2,700 Anytime Fitness locations in the United States and Canada, while there are over 4,200 locations worldwide, including nearby locations in Oak Forest, Frankfurt, and Orland Park. This location will be approximately 6,000 square feet in size. There will be various workout equipment and additional services such as group classes, personal training, tanning, and hydro massage. The center is open 24 hours a day for members with key card access. There are many safety and security measures Anytime Fitness puts in place at all locations to make sure members feel safe at all times, including emergency panic buttons and security cameras. The primary concern with fitness centers and other commercial indoor recreational uses is a potential for high levels of traffic and parking due to heavy peak times and quick customer turnover, particularly in locations with multiple commercial tenants. This proposed location appears to have an adequate parking supply and traffic access based upon the projected peak parking demand. Here is the existing site. It is the junction at 80th Avenue Shopping Center. It's approximately 25,000 square feet in commercial space. It is located north of the 80th Avenue train station. The center was approved in 1997 and was constructed in 1998. The shopping center is zoned B1 neighborhood shopping. The B1 zoning district only permits low-intensity uses so that traffic generation and other negative effects on surrounding residential areas are limited. The shopping center is located within the Urban Design Overlay District, but was developed before its adoption into the zoning code. The surrounding areas include single-family homes zoned R3, to the west across 80th Avenue. To the south is the Tinley Park 80th Avenue Metro Station parking lot zoned ORI. To the east are single-family attached townhomes zoned R5 PUD. Anytime Fitness is a fitness and health club use that is covered under the commercial indoor recreational use group. In addition to fitness and health clubs, commercial indoor recreational includes uses such as racquetball, baseball, cages, dance, yoga studios, bowling, and miniature golf. The use group is further separated based on a business's floor space being above and below 3,500 square feet. While there is nothing specific about the 3,500 square foot number, a limit was included because concerns tend to emerge when a recreational space becomes too large. There are generally fewer concerns for smaller spaces such as personal training or small group dance studios. As mentioned, the primary concern in regards to indoor recreation space is the effect on parking demand and traffic generation. Commercial indoor recreation above 3,500 square feet is a special use in the B1 neighborhood shopping and B2 community shopping zoning districts. This use would be permitted in the B3 zoning district because those properties have typically been designed with heavy vehicle traffic in mind. B1 districts are typically more neighborhood and pedestrian oriented with smaller parking fields, limited access points, and non-objectionable businesses. Commercial indoor recreational uses are permitted in any business district if the business is below 3,500 square feet. The Commission had some parking and security concerns that were outlined and addressed by the petitioner at the workshop. The petitioner explained there were no parking issues at their surrounding locations, which are similar in size and in similar multi-tenant shopping centers. There are no other 24-hour businesses in the shopping center, with the closest 24-hour business being Speedway on 80th Avenue and Superwash on 175th Street. There are many security procedures to ensure their customers feel safe and secure, including 911 call button lanyards, cameras, and a tailgating system to ensure only one person is entering the facility for each key swipe. The location is also very close to the Tinley Park Police Department. The proposed use of the space was generally supported by the Commission and will fill a large vacancy in an existing neighborhood shopping center. Other than that, there really weren't any other issues discussed at the workshop. The petitioner did clarify about staffing, that there are 2 to 4 staff members during the staffed hours, which are typically Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., with more limited hours on Friday and Saturday. They have personal trainers that will access the facility beyond those typical staffed hours based on their appointments. And then based on expected peak parking demand, existing parking supply, and existing tenant hours, parking concerns are minimal based upon the unique operations. Even with other vacancies in the shopping projected to be occupied, there appeared to be an adequate supply of parking to handle the use based upon the petitioner's parking analysis and experience when the shopping center was full. They conducted their own parking analysis as requested by staff just to ensure that we weren't going to be creating any parking issues at this location. Again, I think the petitioner explained in detail the security concerns, and he can clarify those even more. I think the question was if there was any other 24-hour businesses, which we outlined. Other than that, I don't recall there being any other major issues from the Commission. regarding this use.
Thank you. So, just on the right, nothing additional, Commissioner Gatto, Commissioner Engel?
Nothing.
Nothing, guys? Okay, thank you. All right, if there's anyone in the audience wishing to testify?
Ladies first.
My question to the committee is, how many fitness centers does Tinley need? There's one on 183rd in Harlem, there's one on 160th in Harlem, there's one across by the Dollar Store on Harlem, and you've got the Bettenhauser Rec Center. Now you're considering a 24-hour fitness center. I live across the street, so what is that going to mean for us? Listening to car door slamming all hours of the night, car horns blasting. We went through that when it was San Frontello's. And the good thing there, they closed at 9 o'clock. How do you justify putting in a 24-hour fitness center across the street from residential homes? Our bedrooms are upstairs. Our family room is back there. Our kitchen is back there. The taxes that we're paying, when I look out my kitchen, I'm going to see a fitness center. I just don't understand it. I'm sure there's plenty of more storefronts in Tinley that this can go, not across the street from residential property. It'll be worse for us in the summer when windows are open to listen to that. And then it's going to be lit up more, and then our back end is going to be lit up. We had a problem when it was 7-Eleven. Their fluorescent lighting lit up our family room. When I called the village to complain, their answer to me was, hang something on your window. That's what I'm paying taxes for, these high taxes in Tinley for answers like that. And now proposing putting in a 24-hour fitness center. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm missing something.
Well, regarding the lighting, I'm not familiar with the 7-Eleven, so I apologize. I don't believe there's going to be any additional lighting. It just would be what you see on the building today for security lighting, and then, the lighting inside the facility.
Okay.
They wouldn't be adding any exterior lighting. And if they were, we have some stricter requirements for lighting and making sure it's not obnoxious or a glare.
Well, I had it with the 7-Eleven
Yeah.
because
Where
their
was the
fluorescent
7?
lighting
Where was the
7-Eleven was on
7-Eleven?
the corner.
The end
right
unit
around
there.
right
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
right around the bend.
Oh, I see.
Where the
Okay.
Yeah.
tank salon is.
Yeah, okay.
And then, in the summertime, we've got a pool, so we're
Yeah.
outside. So what are we going to listen to from across the street? Like I say, car horns blasting, car doors slamming.
I mean, I'm right across the street right now from LA Fitness, and so I'm actually probably closer than what you are. And LA Fitness is open all night too, and I don't have any problems.
Well, that's you. No,
I don't
everyone
see-
is
I don't
different.
see a problem with it. I don't. I'm gonna be honest, I don't. I mean, and if they wanna put in a fitness center, that's to the business's discretion, in my opinion. If he wants to waste his money and put money in there, or a business in there that he thinks is gonna explode, and maybe it won't, maybe it'll fail, we can't say anything about that, you know?
Right, but how much tax revenue is this going to generate for the village?
Probably substantial money. They're renting out a huge space. San Frontello's has been vacant for quite a while.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. So, I mean, who are we to say that there's not gonna be people that are gonna work out there all night long? There might even only be 2 or 3 cars that go there in the middle of the night to work out, because there's one on 179th and Wolf Road, right across from the cars
Right,
there.
exactly.
And they don't seem to have any problems in Mokina. So, I mean, I don't see an issue with it.
Well, then I guess I'm done.
You gonna speak? Ladies first.
I also live across the street from that, and we've had pretty much enough with the lighting from the 7-Eleven, which was open 24 hours not to mention the prospect of whatever time they were going to get robbed that night in gunfire. Sanfracello's had a late license. They dumped barrels of beer bottles in the dumpster in the wee hours of the morning, not to mention slamming car doors, people talking out there, partying in the parking lot. It was just too much. We're a residential neighborhood. We have young families with small children. And for my $10,000 property tax, I would like some peace and quiet. I welcome any new business to Tinley Park. It's a wonderful thing, but 24 hours is not a good thing. Thank you for listening.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm a Tinley Park resident for over 40 years, a local business owner, and a community volunteer. I recommend approval of the special use permit needed to bring the petitioner Anytime Fitness to Tinley Park and the Tinley Park Junction Plaza. These ladies have expressed some concerns. We've been a business owner in that plaza for over 18 years. We are aware of some of the issues. We do know that the plaza owners have adjusted their outdoor lighting to make sure that it doesn't shine into your buildings. A couple of the parking lot lights have been permanently disabled so that they don't shine in your building. The lights on the back of the building have been pointed down towards the ground so that they don't point into your building. And I'm sure that the petitioner would make every effort to get along with his neighbors like they do at all their other facilities. Yes, there may be some parking issues. They may need to be addressed. Hopefully everyone can work together to accommodate where their employees park, where their patrons park, and where their handicapped persons are able to park. I have some ideas that may help, and if anybody in the staff or the village would be willing to sit down with me, there are some areas where maybe we could eliminate a little bit of the green space to make some parking more in the center of the plaza rather than where it may interfere with some of the neighbors. I know we don't like to give up green space, but that could be a potential option. If you're looking at that drawing, there's a awkward parking area and green space right in front of that purple square there. It is very awkward. Cars do come around that corner kind of fast. And it prohibits the vehicles that can park in the overflow parking more to the south there. Once the vehicles are parked there, they just can't walk their way over to those businesses, primarily Athletico and the hair salon there, and then the future Anytime Video. So I know that was in the original plan. It's awkward because of the shape of the building, and if you mowed the whole thing down, paved it, and put in some additional parking spots, it would be much more conducive to the future of that entire plaza. I would like to share a little bit of history. I was the chairman for the annual awards dinner with the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce some 18 years ago when the plaza was first built. We researched our members and we did a awards presentation for different categories throughout the village. And we had a category for the most outstanding Tinley Park development for that calendar year. I was awarded the opportunity to present an award to the Tinley Junction Plaza, which at that time was built by Gerzik Development. And it was a highly praised facility, construction. It was beautiful. Most everybody agreed and made comments of how outstanding the project was. And it was at that time called the gold standard for future Tinley Park development. And a lot of the newer developments that you've seen 183rd and Harlem was based on the color scheme and the build-out of the plaza on 80th Avenue, Tinley Park Junction. Yeah, now after many years, there are some maintenance issues. Most of them are due to unfortunate circumstances, frozen pipes in vacant buildings, and things of that nature. I encourage all the property owners, management, village staff, departments to work together to make required repairs and welcome Anytime Fitness to Tinley Junction Plaza. Thank you. If anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
No?
What was your name, sir?
Al Seegers, Siegers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, commissioners, anything additional?
I would just like to, thank the two ladies here for coming out and voicing their concerns over the new development. Hopefully, because this is a different type of development in that space, you know, it's no longer a restaurant, there's no longer alcohol involved and things like that that might have contributed to problems in the past. Hopefully, things will be better for you. The developer for this project did supply us with numbers of what average numbers for different hours of the day and things like that. And the numbers for late night stuff was not heavy. Their heaviest times were around 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. So hopefully things will not be like they have been in the past.
Don't you think that's kind of a peculiar time of the day too, with all the train traffic?
Well, that's kind of reason why some of those numbers are there is because people post-commute, they go there, after they get off the train, they might go there, work out, and then go home from there. And the way some of the facilities that he provided us information with do work. But thank you again for coming out, everybody. Al.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I have a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion. Second.
Motion made Commissioner Vick, seconded by Commissioner Engel. And staff? Staff, you want to go through standards?
Sorry. For a special use, the business will have a multitude of safety and security measures in place to protect its members when the location is not staffed. The business will not be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, morals, or comfort of the general welfare of the community. The business will not harm surrounding properties and expected to increase the property's value and customer base of an existing business in the shopping center. The shopping center is existing and no changes are proposed to the exterior. The business should have no effect on the surrounding development, utilizing the existing infrastructure that is in place. The center is able to utilize the existing roads and drainage system that was built when the shopping center was created. And then again, the existing shopping center, the access and site layout is adequate to handle the proposed traffic of the use and will not cause increased traffic congestion on or around the site. The petitioner has indicated they will meet all other village regulations and cannot change or expand from what has been presented at the public hearing. The business is expected to benefit the economic development of the community by bringing additional traffic to a struggling retail center. Anytime Fitness will fill the largest tenant space that has been vacant since 2015 and provide a needed service to the surrounding community.
Could I add one more thing? Am I out of order?
Sure. Yes.
Would consider putting a left-hand turn lane in at Potawatomi into that intersection. There's been many, many, many back-end accidents with people trying to enter that mall. Thank you.
That's a good point. Thank you. Okay. Okay, can I get a motion?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I'm spacing out.
I'd like to make a motion, recommend that the village board grant the petitioner, Derek Tucker of Anytime Fitness, a special use permit to operate a fitness center, commercial indoor recreation that is greater than 3,500 square feet, floor space at 17823 80th Avenue in the B1 Neighborhood Shopping Zoning District, and adopt the findings of fact proposed by village staff and the plan commission at this meeting.
Second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Engel, seconded by Commissioner Aitchison. Okay, so item number 3.
You want to have
Oh, I'm sorry, roll call. Thank you.
a, Gatto,
Yes.
Aitchison,
Yes.
Vic,
Yes.
Engel,
Yes.
Chairman Stanton.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, item number 3. This will be a public hearing to discuss a text amendment to the zoning code to regulate short-term rentals. May I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Engel and Commissioner Gatto. All right, staff has requested that the public hearing be continued to the March 7th meeting in order to finalize some additional research and questions that have been raised. I'd like to request a motion from the commissioner.
I'll make that motion.
Commissioner Vick,
Second.
Commissioner Engel. Need a roll call, please.
Gatto,
Yes.
Aitchison,
Yes.
Vic,
Yes.
Engel,
Yes.
Chairman Stanton.
Yes. Okay, go to the order.
No real news as of today, so it's been kind of quiet.
Uh-oh.
There's things happening, but nothing yet to mention.
All right.
So, yeah, March 7th, hopefully, I've given you guys some more of the surrounding communities, but I'm vetting the distance requirement a little bit, so I'll hopefully be able to give that to you guys to make a recommendation.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, just because I just can't, I don't know.
I'm figuring out a method on how to do it, and
Yeah.
I'll explain it to you how I
Right,
factor
right.
it. I have reached out to those individuals that we believe are operating short-term rentals, and 2 of them have reached out to me. So we've been playing a little bit of phone tag, but I did do that as a opportunity to get more public involvement. So I suspect they might be coming to the next meeting,
Great,
and hopefully I'll talk to them before then, too, to
Right.
see if they have any comments.
good, perfect. All right, thank you. Okay. I don't think there's any comments from the public. So may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Commissioner Gatto, second.
Second.
Commissioner Engel. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Good night.